And for the record, their win-loss record puts them in the top of the standings. That's 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
It was unsettling.
Hi, it's producer Laura here, and I'm joined by Dr. Shapiro from Altamed, who's going to tell us a little bit about and how that correlates with your health. Dr. Shapiro, can you explain why, as a doctor, you can only influence about 20% of your health? Why is that important to voters?
Well, that 20% is all the medications and things that we can do in hospitals and clinics. But the real magic happens on the 80% of the things that we have outside of the clinic. That's the air that we breathe, the parks that we have, the schools. And that's why it's so important to be represented.
And how does voting really change that?
At the moment that we vote, and especially on the local level, we can actually see how the parks, our schools, and our environment changes with our voice. That's why we need to be there.
Dr. Shapiro, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you go out and vote. Make your vote count. If you want any additional information, go to myvotemyhealth.org.
Hey, it's Mace. There's a lot on the line in this election, from protecting the Social Security you've earned to supporting family caregivers. And you have the power to make the candidates listen, because voters 50 and over decide elections. That's why AARP California has created an election guide with the most up-to-date information about when, where, and how to vote. Get trusted election information at aarp.org/CA votes. That's aarp.org/CA votes. Paid for by AARP.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Testosterone, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text SIZZLE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text SIZZLE to 42424. That's SIZZLE to 42424.
26 minutes in front of 9 o'clock. Sedano and Cappy live on a Tuesday, Jack. Now, I told our good friend Evan Cohen, host of Unsportsmanlike and vice president of content for Good Karma Brands, that I'd work in the quack quack today on a time check.
Oh, okay.
So 8:35 in the morning.
Quack, quack.
Remember the old Imus quack, quack?
Yeah.
Cappy's friend Sid would know that.
Quack, quack.
8:35, good morning.
And Mike Breen also was a
Breeny.
member of that show back in the day.
Iron Eagle?
Iron Eagle, yes.
Quack, quack.
The eagle doing the quack. But real quick, for the audience who was asking if this show will be podcasted in our normal podcast feed, maybe.
Well, I think we got it rolling on reel to reel back there.
Oh, yeah, we do? Yeah, because nobody thought to roll on this show.
Can somebody take a razor blade and splice the tape and then tape it all together?
Well, I mean, just wake up and listen to the show like a normal human being. Stop being a scumbag.
Well, some people did not know that we were going to be on in the morning.
You do? You got DAT machines
DAT
going?
machines, yeah.
Nice.
We use
I got
DAT
a bunch of
machines.
DAT tapes we could use.
I love an old mini disc, personally.
Oh, mini disc is great. I love a mini disc player. Yeah. By the way, I have all these things at my house.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
DATs, mini discs, reel-to-reels. Brother, I got them all.
Yes. All right. Are you ready for the Blue Review?
Now, is there some corporate Greg? Is there like a theme song like the Blue Review is on?
Yeah, we can do that one. That one works perfectly. I think Marcus Grant is on the line. Oh, no.
No, he's gone.
He dropped.
Yeah.
He dropped.
What's that? Oh, he didn't like the Imus.
I need to call him back. This is
or maybe he didn't like Elton John.
Hold on.
You know?
Yeah.
I did that because Cappy's going to have to wear the outfit potentially.
Well,
if the Dodgers win a game coming up.
No, but I love how Cappy. All right, let's start the Blue Review. Let's do it. Ready? Go.
Right, it's time for the Blue Review. The Blue Review with Bergie and team.
Yeah. So I love how Cappy is trying to make it like the gutty little Padres are not the favorites here. So we have used factual information, thanks to the audience for helping on this, that the gutty little Padres not only are the favorites tonight, according to some books,
minus 130 tonight. You can get it up to minus 152, I've seen, for the Padres tonight. Michael King versus Walker Buehler. And then for the series, they're a minus 130 favorite. So they are absolutely not the underdog in this scenario at 1-1 heading home. And yes, Michael King has struggled against Shohei Ohtani, but Michael King has been one of the best pitchers in baseball this season.
He has. And by the way, the Blue Review is presented by LAX at Los Angeles International Airport. Changes are arriving daily to reduce traffic. You know this, Sedano.
Yeah, my home away from home.
That's right. Save guest time and transform the travel experience. Info at flylax.com/transforminglAX. And Marcus Grant is here as well.
The Blue Review with Gerbergy and Grant.
And team.
You turned me off, Morales.
So, Marcus, this notion that the gutted little Padres are some sort of underdog now is factually inaccurate in every way, shape, or form. But Cappy's trying to play this thing up like all of a sudden, like, they're like the Bad News Bears or something.
Well, it's because the Padres for years, and not lately, but certainly for years, have sort of had the inferiority complex to the Dodgers, right? They have always sort of been that other team down south that nobody really paid attention to. But the last few years, that really has turned around. They have been equal or better than the Dodgers in a lot of situations. And I think what we saw from them on Sunday sort of encapsulated who they are as a team. I mean, they definitely have a chip on their shoulder. They can sort of be very chirpy and very chippy, but they're also a really, really good baseball team. And so now they get to split at Dodger Stadium. They get to go home for a couple of games. You mentioned they got Michael King going tonight. Where the Dodgers are trying to patch something together with Walker Buehler and Landon Knack. This series very much has turned in favor of the Padres.
So tell me what you think about the whole Manny Machado controversy.
I mean, he assaulted Dave Roberts.
That is
allegedly.
Unsettling.
It was unsettling.
Yes, very unsettling, very disrespectful. There was intent. I don't know what the intent was.
I mean, Marcus, real quick before you answer that, the Sedano and Kap attorney. Okay, we have a legal analyst. Okay, Robert Wilkins, listener and extraordinaire, attorney extraordinaire, has said that Rob Manfred should be showing up today at Petco Park. The SDPD should be there to take Manny Machado away for alleged assault.
I mean, that seems reasonable. That seems perfectly reasonable because, who knows what sort of mayhem he could have caused by throwing that baseball the way he did. Really, it's much ado about nothing. If anything, I feel like the Dodgers look sort of weak by playing this up and sending this into Major League Baseball. I think, if anything, like, all this does is further validate the fact that the Padres have gotten under the Dodgers' skin, right? I mean, between Jerks and Profar taunting fans and Fernando Tatis Jr. doing whatever hip thrust he was doing out in right field, causing fans to throw things on the field. Now all of a sudden you got Dave Roberts and the Dodgers sending video, like, basically, tattletaling to Rob Manfred. I mean, it just shows that right now the Padres sort of living rent-free in the Dodgers' heads.
Come on, Marcus. You don't think that it's a rallying cry from Dave Roberts? He's saying, come on.
Win one for the Gipper.
Very much so. That's basically what he's doing. That he's like, Manny Machado was throwing stuff at us. Come on, you got to get pumped up for this game. Now all of a sudden, that's what he's doing, right? Got to be a little of that.
Sounded really motivational too when he was saying unsettling and disrespectful.
It was unsettling.
Quack, quack. This is not Michael Corleone rallying the family. This is not Sonny going to the mattresses because somebody took a shot at Vito, right? I mean, this is Manny Machado, who's sort of a known punk, doing a punkish type thing. Like, it's Manny Machado doing Manny Machado things, and now all of a sudden the Dodgers are going to play this up into something. It is going to just make them sort of look sad. I mean, it's one more thing for Padres fans to shout at the Dodgers for the next couple of days.
Let me tell you something, Manolo. You can't go against the family. You're on the other side now. We're going to have to handle business the way the family handles business.
Cappy doesn't like this impersonation.
No, I love it. Actually,
you're looking at it with disgust.
I'm loving Marcus's commentary here today. In fact, I'm leaning out and sort of letting Marcus handle things because Marcus is saying what is true, which is the Padres have clearly gotten into the head of the Dodgers. And the truth of the matter is the Dodgers sending Major League Baseball this video, like tattletaling on Manny Machado. Here's how you handle this in baseball. You go into the first at bat and you pitch inside and you put him down or you hit him. One way or another, you police this yourselves. You don't go crying to the commissioner of baseball. Soft.
don't make me take Teoscar and take you out.
That's what they should do.
Did you see Teoscar?
That's what they should do. It should be
You
old
see what
school.
Teoscar did when you threw that ball?
Yeah, he stood there.
He said, what the? Get to us.
All right, Marcus, let's get into a little bit of actual game stuff now.
Oh, wow.
So you and me are done now. Jordan.
All right,
We're
see you
done.
later
We're
then.
done.
All right.
We're done. Let's get analytical.
Can I talk? It's my show.
All right, my show. Can't be like that one. But either way, so the pitching matchup, let's talk about Michael King just for a second. Hey, you guys are having fun? It's a review time, all right?
You in BC?
Am I pig vomit in this
Yes,
situation?
you are. There's no question about that.
But Marcus, like Michael King.
Marcus, let's talk fantasy football. Keep going.
So Michael King. To me, this seems a lot like Dylan Cease, that he wants to pitch outside of the strike zone. He doesn't like to pitch into it. He wants you to chase. So I really feel good about this matchup because of that they're just patient like they were with Cease. It'll be very much the same thing with King tonight.
I think you're right. I think really the linchpin to this whole thing, whether the Dodgers succeed or fail tonight offensively, really falls on the shoulders of Mookie Betts. And I know that's a big thing to say. I know that's a lot of pressure to put on a guy who really has been struggling. But, you know, I'm not sure you saw the tweet. In fact, you sent it to me about him taking 300 to 400 extra swings in the batting cage, understanding the struggles he is going through right now and not knowing what the status of Freddie Freeman is going to be for today. You know, look, Shohei, if he gets opportunities to hit, is going to hit. But right now, if I'm Michael King, until Mookie Betts shows me something, I have no motivation to really throw strikes to Shohei Ohtani. You know, I will take my chances with him and then try to take my chances with him. Even if I walk him and he steals second base, I'll figure out how to get 3 outs after that. If Mookie Betts can start to put the ball in play and find some grass in the outfield or find the seats in the outfield without Jurickson Profar pulling sleight of hand, then that really changes the whole equation of what Michael King has to do against this lineup.
Marcus, we're going to talk very analytically here when we're talking about the Dodgers. Now, you know, you look at Walker Buehler, only 1-6 this season with a 5.38 ERA and a 1.55 WHIP. He's bottom 5th in the league in xERA and xBA. So, I mean, when you compared to Michael King, when you think about it, he's in the upper third in those categories. So, how are the Dodgers supposed to attack Michael King?
My thing, if we're going to talk Walker Buehler, I legitimately want to know where his head is at if he really, you know, was relieved of a $100,000 watch over the weekend. You know, is this going to be enough to get him fired up? Is he going to be sort of, you know, shook? I don't really know where he is. I think what's going to help Walker Buehler more than anything is if the Dodgers can go out and get a run or two in the first inning. You know, the last 2 nights, they were coming to the plate down at least a run, maybe, you know, a couple runs, depending on what happened. If they can get 1 or 2 in the first inning, I think that puts Buehler a little bit more at ease. The thing I like is that he is a guy who wants to pitch in the big games. He wants the ball in these situations. So here's a chance for him to sort of prove, even if he's not the butane of old, that he's a guy who can get them through 5, maybe 6 innings, be efficient, and put them in a position to win the ball game.
I like, Sedano, that you crossed your arms like I crossed my arms. I'm looking at the YouTube chat. Is it the exact same thing? So while you're trying to be me, you're actually fully embracing who I am with my arms
It was unsettling.
That was very well
I'm
done.
a method actor. I don't even know this.
But it was unsettling. I mean, in my opinion, anyway.
I mean, I'm like the Daniel Day-Lewis of this place.
Just honestly, unsettling is what it was. Now, Marcus, what do you think about tonight when you go back to San Diego? Look, you saw the crowd at Dodger Stadium. You saw their behavior, okay? And look, Dodger fans don't like it that a couple of morons made everybody look bad. But tonight in San Diego, you're going to have a place that's going to have 48,000 people that are going to be losing their minds. The pressure of being on the road, Buehler, all the things you just talked about. What do you think about that part of tonight's equation?
I mean, look, this is to be expected. And I think if you are the Dodgers, you draw back on some other big situations that you've been in. I mean, I go back to that series, what was it, in June at Yankee Stadium, right, where everybody was paying attention, everybody was watching, and it had a postseason feel to it. And the Dodgers went out and played some of their best baseball of the season. You know, I mean, they have guys on this roster who have been in big games before, right? I mean, Mookie Betts has been in World Series situations. Kike Hernandez, a lot of these guys, Max Muncy, up and down the lineup, have been in big game situations. So this shouldn't be unfamiliar to them. But I do think, it makes it imperative to get off to a quick start. Try to quiet that crowd as quickly as possible. I mean, worst case scenario is you go down 1-2-3 in the top of the first. The Padres put up a run or two in the bottom of the first, and suddenly that whole place feels like it's caving in on you. So it's definitely going to be noisy, and the fans are going to certainly take what happened on Sunday night and use that as fuel to try to continue to get under the Dodgers' skin. So the best case scenario for them is to just try to shut the crowd up as quickly as possible.
But isn't it kind of strange, I guess not strange, all things considered, that the Dodgers are relying on a guy who, at least going into the season, they felt like he'd be ready to go here, and he's shown zero level of consistency this season at any point. And the fact that they've spent all this money, they have this great lineup, but yet don't have any starting pitching that they can rely upon. Shouldn't this be at the feet of the architect of the team? Because everyone's going to blame Dave Roberts, but I don't know what Dave Roberts could have done differently here.
No, I'm totally with you on that. I don't know that if the Dodgers don't win the World Series, I don't know that it's at the feet of Dave Roberts because he's had to cobble together a pitching staff. They've had 40 guys make a start for them this season. That is an insane number. And to your point, yeah, eventually it does have to fall at the feet of Andrew Friedman. I mean, I think that's a longer conversation to have for whenever this season is over, because this has become a consistent pattern with this team when they get to October. But, for now, it sort of is what it is. I mean, you've got to go out there and get something out of Buehler. You've got to see what Landon Knack has and somehow figure out if you can turn this rotation back over to, I don't know, whether it's Yamamoto in a Game 5, if it gets there, or a Jack Flaherty, whomever it's going to be. The pitching staff's not changing. It is what it is for right now, and so they've got to figure out how to win with this. But I think in the offseason, it's a fair conversation to figure out what Andrew Friedman is doing, how he has gone about building a pitching staff, and what needs to change, because this has become a consistent theme with this team.
And by the way, it's not. None of this is going to fall on Andrew Friedman, no matter what.
Well, that's
this,
true,
because he's without him, Shohei's gone. All the starts to fall apart, and I'll even go.
No, but it doesn't mean he should be absolved of criticism.
But he is shielded in terms of
right.
his job
but
security.
Listen,
he's shielded.
Nobody has been a bigger advocate for him here than me. But at some point or another, again, the fact that you have no starting pitching
for the second year in a row,
right? And you knew this, right? You knew this. You made.
They went out to try to get pitching.
I understand, but they didn't accomplish it. And you're judged on the results, and he needs to be judged on the results too. I think that if Dave's going to be judged on the results, so does Andrew Friedman and the entire front office.
But he did.
Spent a lot of money on Glass now. Got Glass now. Got
right, but
Yamamoto,
Glass was never finished the season ever in his career.
I totally agree with that. And by the way, I'll just go back to Dave Roberts for just a second. Marcus, you can answer this too. He has done nothing wrong in this series. He has not made one wrong decision that I can really think of in this entire series so far.
I mean, it's only 2 games, but to your point, I would say in Game 1, he made every exact right move you would want to make.
He did exactly what he was supposed to. So if the Dodgers do lose, depending on what happens tonight and tomorrow, depending on what happens, he has not made the wrong move yet. Now, it will fall on him. It will fall on him. If they end up losing the series, it will fall on him. That's 3 years in a row. You lost to division opponents. You lost really early in the DS.
Right, but that's going
to fall on him.
If he somehow blows it, I'm okay with that.
Correct. So
but if he doesn't, and this is basically Walker Buehler gets blown up for 5 or 6 runs in the first 2 innings, that's not Dave Roberts' fault, despite the fact that Chris wants to bash another bobblehead.
But hold on one thing.
I'm bashing a bobblehead.
Yeah, if they lose the series, Chris is bashing a bobblehead.
Okay, but hold on one thing.
Gonna happen.
Listen, you guys realize that Yamamoto is the only pitcher as of right now that was in the opening day starting rotation.
Of course,
okay,
yeah.
So you guys
and
get
he's
that, right?
coming back, in tathers, basically.
So imagine being an offensive line in the NFL, and all 5 of your starters on opening day,
right?
There's only one guy who's on your starting offensive line in week 17 or week 18.
I know that. It's called the 22 Rams.
Well,
the 21 Rams, the 20 Rams.
21 Rams won.
The 24 Rams, maybe.
And so here, imagine, again, you get to the last game of the regular season, the only guy you have on your offensive line is your center, and by the way, he missed 6 weeks during the season. That's what this Dodger pitching staff is. And that's why they have been winning with offense. But when you get to the postseason, it becomes much harder to win exclusively with offense.
So against Dylan Cease,
that's analysis on Real Dodger Talk.
That wasn't bad. Real Dodger Talk on the Blue Review.
Against Cease, they absolutely did win with offense. And I think the exact same thing can happen tonight. Marcus, you might feel different, but the way that they went after Dylan Cease is the exact same way I think they go after Michael King tonight. And yes, he may stay away from Shohei Ohtani and try to get some Mookie Betts. And we don't know what's going on with Freddie Freeman, which that sucks too. But no matter what, they will win this game by their offense because they have to be patient. They have to just wait for their pitch inside the strike zone on King because he wants you to reach outside. He wants you to stretch for pitches. So tonight feels very much like Game 1 to me. Marcus, do you agree?
I mean, it has to be, right? I mean, basically it's a 3-game series now, so you have to look at this as a Game 1. Unfortunately for you, it's on the road. And they can win this with offense. They can win this series with offense. The problem is, can you cobble together 11 wins with just offense? And, Greg, you and I have talked about this bullpen and how on paper it is a very good bullpen. It's an even better bullpen when you are not exposing it every single night to the same group of hitters, especially ones that are in your division that have seen you all throughout the course of the season. So that is why somewhere along the line they've got to get linked. I keep saying with all due respect to Bob DeRoe and Schoolhouse Rock, 6 is the magic number for the Dodgers. If they can get somebody
pretty good there,
through
Marcus.
6 innings,
that was good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I've been workshopping that for a while. If they can get somebody through 6 innings, you feel a whole lot better about going to guys like Trinan, Hudson, Kopech, Phillips, whomever it is, Vesia, innings 7, 8, and 9, than having to pull that card starting in the 5th.
So do you think they're actually going to walk Shohei the entire time? I mean, they won't pitch to him strictly into the strike zone.
No, but they'll nibble. They'll nibble, yeah.
But he's going to get nibbled on tonight with his house guest.
I'll tell you right now.
Quentin Yates is staying at Cappy's house tonight.
Right. That could be the case. I would never give Ohtani one pitch to hit. I would go my intention every time he comes up is walk him, but don't let the world know that you're walking him, meaning you're not just saying, hey, free base, and you're not making it completely ridiculously obvious, but with Mookie Betts struggling behind him, and as you point out, Greg, no sign of Freddie Freeman yet. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. If you have Ohtani and a 0 Mookie and not even in the lineup Freddie, there is no reason at all to pitch anything close to Ohtani.
So that's when it's going to come down to the bottom of the lineup. The guys like Tommy Edman, and if Kike happens to be in because Freddie Freeman's out, Rojas, they all have to get on base. That they did it in Game 1. I think there were something like 4 for 6, Marcus, in that game. They got on base consistently and had guys on base for Shohei Ohtani. If they have bases loaded or if they have runners in first and second, do you still walk him? I don't think they will. They have too much.
Yeah, I don't think they will either.
You don't think they will?
No, I don't think they do it then.
Yeah.
So then it makes, again, we've talked about this all year, the bottom of the order has to do their job, right? Those guys like Edman and Rojas, Kike, depending on where he's hitting in the lineup, those guys have to get on and force teams to pitch to Shohei with guys on base or in scoring position.
Oh, that's a good job.
It's a blue review. It's a blue review.
I mean, he kind of nailed it. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
it's a blue review.
What are we supposed to do?
Put a bow on. That's a blue review.
I thought you were going to jump in there.
Well, why?
Sedano.
It's the blue review. I mean, when he said done, you jump in.
Right.
No, absolutely.
We're along for the ride.
Yeah, we're just here like riding shotgun.
Yeah.
So is that the lockout of the blue review, or are we still going to go? We got like 3 minutes.
We got 2 more minutes.
It's 8:55. This is usually when we stop until 8:55.
You want a jingle here to transition or no?
You have a jingle? Yeah,
Yeah.
give us a jingle.
66 WNBC.
My goal is to get sued by somebody.
I like your little jingle of the blue reviews. Do that
It's
again.
the Blue Review with Bergman and team.
Yeah.
Well, and great. You got to put DeMarcus's name in there too.
Who?
Marcus.
Marcus.
Oh,
He's
I
on the
said
phone right now.
DeMarcus.
It sounded like you said DeMarcus.
Yeah, I know.
And Marcus.
I was like, Cousins? Boogie's on the show?
Isn't
And
DeMarcus?
Marcus.
No, wait a second. I thought DeMarcus was what Oral Hershiser calls DeMarco.
Yeah, that's true. He did call him that.
So now DeMarco is DeMarcus and he's Kirk.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
It gets a little of everything.
Yeah.
What's Ari Temkin do? I think he's doing Big 12 radio this morning.
That's a random.
We don't need to get into that.
So anyway, all right, Marcus, what do you think actually happens in this series?
Well, I predicted Dodgers in 4, so I'm still on track for that. I thought they would split the 2 in Los Angeles, and then they would get back-to-back games in San Diego.
Wow.
So
Whoa.
I'm gonna stick with. I didn't think they were going to get smoked in Game 2. I think it was going to be a lot closer, but I'm going to stick with my prediction. I think they figure out a way to get a win against King, and then Landon Knack pitches his butt off, and they figure out how to win Game 4.
I'm in the same way. I picked Dodgers in 4 also, but I thought they would sweep at home, lose Game 3, and win Game 4. So I'm going to stick with that also.
See, I had Dodgers in 5, and if that happens, Cappy and I are coming back Friday morning no matter what.
Is that the deal?
Yep.
Is that what's in?
I mean, I'm doing it from home.
I'll
but
be
I'm
out of town, so whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm doing it from home.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine with a Friday morning.
Yeah, but you're going to be at home.
Yes, for sure.
No question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Tell you
you're
what,
gonna
man,
get quack,
there's a part of me.
What does Gruden think about this
Yeah,
series?
he did do that, huh? Go ahead.
I'll tell you what, man. I'd like to see this Dodgers series go all the way to 5, man. Keep this energy going for the whole week. But on the other hand, man, I'll tell you something. I really want to see these Padres knock them out. You know what I mean?
I do.
Until next year when you're no longer a Padre fan again.
Yeah, well, it depends. It will depend on,
You're such
if
a
I
good
like the
fan.
team
Up
team
and
chemistry.
down, don't like them, love them,
Yeah.
don't like
well,
them,
it's a
love
love-hate
them.
relationship.
Yeah. You're not a fan, you're our fan.
I mean, it was very hard to be a fan of this team last year when you have a guy like Juan Soto
Fandom is
who's
fandom.
playing for his contract, and you've got Josh Hader who won't play for you, won't give you 4 outs, he'll only give you 3 outs, and you've got a manager that just absolutely could not manage this club. And then all of a sudden, and by the way, you want the general manager fired. You're like, this guy's had every opportunity and years and iterations and money, et cetera, and now all of a sudden they come back this year, and guess what? I thought they were going to stink, and they did. They were a 500 club until the All-Star break, and then they exploded.
Right, and by the way, we've seen a number of teams like
No,
that
not yet,
over
Travis,
over
not
the
yet.
last 6 to 8 years.
I mean,
Kinda-
Travis, you can go in there if you want, but we got to take a break. Then we'll get to you.
We've seen teams have that kind of explosion in the second half and end up winning the World Series.
The Nationals did that
Right, in 2019,
yeah,
right,
and
yeah.
took out the Dodgers in the first.
Right.
You mean another team that took out the Dodgers early?
There's several. If you like Kershaw,
There's
you go back
been
to the
quite a few.
Kershaw
There's
days,
been quite a few.
Marcus, it's always a pleasure, my
It was
friend.
it was unsettling.
Thank you so much.
And disrespectful. The whole
You
appearance was
guys will
unsettling.
talk soon.
Marcus can't wait.
All right, Marcus, have a good day, brother.
Thanks, LAX.
You too.
See ya.
Thanks, LAX.
Thanks to LAX, my home away from home.
Is it?
Right.
Changes are arriving daily
Is it? You haven't heard that?
to
Oh, I've heard
transform the travel experience.
I could use one more I miss quack quack.
FlyLAX.com.
8:59 in the morning. That quack quack's nice.
Yeah. Are we breaking?
Yeah, we'll take a
I want
quick
a couple
one.
of those little egg bites you had earlier.
I had him at like 5:50. No,
Well, if you have the egg bites, then they're going to come out pretty quickly on knowing you.
that's true. You still haven't dutied yet this morning.
I have not made a duty yet this morning, which is very highly unusual.
Well, you got to wait 15 more minutes because DeMarco and Travis and Briones and Em are coming in.
I
But
think,
I didn't even
are you
get
gonna
to
mount me
exercise.
during Supercross?
I could
Talk
mount
like
you.
last
I'd
time?
love to mount you.
They've never
I would
seen
love-
a morning
I would
mount.
love-
Well,
no.
Travis
Yeah.
saw the morning mount.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Travis was here. He was like, and right, he looked at me. He's like, "Does this happen regularly?" Yes. And I'm like, "Yes, pretty much every day."
Or la-di-da.
I would like to have DeMarco double mount. So
you
where-
want to
where
want
I-
to double mark?
Where I mount
Double
you.
mount DeMarco?
I mount you, and then DeMarco mounts me, mounting you.
Well, that'll
wow.
get you warmed up for Quentin Yates staying at your house tonight.
Oh, Julian. All right, we got crosstalk, super crosstalk next.
Come to Carden Alleyway Hyundai and lease a new 2025 Hyundai Elantra SEL for only $201 a month plus tax for 36 months. Or get 1.99% APR for 60 months, your choice. Plus, get peace of mind driving with America's best warranty. Carden Alleyway Hyundai just off the 91 freeway or CardenAlleyWayHyundai.com.
Lease for $201 plus tax. License and fee to well-qualified buyers. 36-month lease. 10K miles per year. 3511 due at signing. 1.99% APR. $17.52 per $1,000 financed. Not all buyers will qualify. Subject to HMF credit approval. Expires 10/31/2024.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room. Now open 24/7. Play no-bust blackjack, poker, and more. Enjoy Century Bar and Grill's flavorful menu for lunch or late-night dinners. Watch your favorite teams and catch up with friends on game days. Unwind and enjoy live music and crafted cocktails at Ray's Lounge. Easy parking and access, Hollywood Park Casino. Located next door to the Forum and SoFi Stadium. Park, party, and play. Hollywood Park Casino. Elevate your game.
Must be 21 and older to enter. These are approved DOJ games. Geico 004527. Geico 003871.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
9:01 to the South Plan. Good morning. Time for a little super crosstalk with Sedano and Cappy, Sweet T, Travis Rogers, Big D, DeMarco Farr, and Cappy's here too. As we celebrate a real Dodgers Talk playoff Tuesday. You got Travis and DeMarco right now, then Mason Ireland at noon. At 3 o'clock, Beto and Bergman. And then tonight at 6 p.m., I believe it's Marcus Grant and Andy Kamenetsky. And then we'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m. I'm just trying to fill while these gutless bums try to put their headphones on and do the show. I can play more quack quacks and WNBC jingles. I mean, they had no clue what's going on.
I mean, they never get to talk to each other.
Morales is just vamping right now as you guys talk.
But let me tell you what's going on. This is so funny. Let me tell you what's going on. So Travis and I are engaged in a full-blown conversation. We don't even hear that George and DeMarco are also engaged in a full-blown conversation.
What were you guys talking about?
Yeah,
I'll tell you later.
Well, here's the thing. Travis and I, here's our conversation. Our kids are both freshmen at Cal Poly SLO.
Yeah.
And they met when Travis was moving in his son Michael and I was moving in my daughter Julia. Yeah. And now I keep getting these reports from Julia. Hey, Dad, guess who I hung out with last night? Michael. So, like, our kids are now becoming, like, BFFs at Cal Poly SLO, and we're, like, all engaged in the conversation.
We called it. The difference is that Julia calls Cappy, and I've talked to Michael once for 5 minutes in the last 3 weeks.
Well, dad, daughter, son,
can't get the boy on the phone. Hey, you got a minute? No.
Wow.
Okay.
No, we were talking about the same thing, just different era.
Right. Yeah, different stuff.
Different
with young
era.
kids. Because we have young kids that are dealing with sports stuff.
So you're talking youth sports, and we're talking college.
That's okay.
College kids.
All the same
Basketball
stuff.
season about to start in a month.
Okay.
Are you a youth basketball coach like DeMarco?
No. So I had to fill in the summer league one time. I never like to coach my kid. Michael Thompson, I've taken that approach of I'm not coaching my kid.
Okay.
I had to do it one time in the summer, and I told Cappy this story on the air. I started my kid on the bench, and he was the first. He made. I mean, he's 6 years old.
Yeah.
He made the only 2 baskets of the game, and then I made him the first sub.
Yeah.
And the referee looks at me and goes, "He just made 2 baskets." I'm like,
weird.
"He's my kid. He's sitting."
He's weird.
So there's 2 ways that dad youth coaches go.
Right.
You fell into the second category.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The first category is my kid is starting at shortstop, he's pitching, he's batting third.
Right.
And the second category is he plays right field for 2 innings, even if he's the best player on the team. And he makes one errur in the entire season, and you light him up in front of everyone.
Of course.
And every other kid can't play catch.
That's not for missing the fly ball. That's for not making your bet.
My old man, I have half brothers and sisters, because different marriages, different moms. But my oldest brother, when he was a pitcher in Little League growing up, my dad was one of the umpires. And the running joke was my dad had the smallest strike zone in the entire league when my brother was pitching.
That's great.
He'd be like, my brother would like paint the corner, and my dad would be like, ball. And they said my brother would like throw his arms up. Like, what are you doing?
That's terrific. No, the only reason we're coaching is why.
I don't want someone else to do it.
I trust me.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm the opposite. We have been very lucky with hoops, particularly, that we've had incredible coaches.
Yeah.
And same with baseball, incredible
coaches. That's why
coaches.
I'm the assistant basketball coach. I'm not the head coach. I'm the assistant.
But you know what the job of every assistant coach is to get every single practice canceled.
Marcellus is attacking Cappy? Oh, here we get the morning mount. Oh, there we go.
I mean, let me get out of the way.
Reverse mount.
Oh, my God. I think this is what he wanted. What? Yes. I'm not going. No, you're good. You're good. I'll count the pin.
Help me. 1, 2.
All right, it's over. Yeah.
What the heck?
The morning mount.
You guys do that every morning?
We like to.
In some fashion? You okay there? Breathing hard.
Breathing pretty heavy.
Yeah, he's breathing heavy.
Hard.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, there it is. Look at the replay.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, you took me down even faster than last time.
But to finish the youth sports conversation, Mateo's doing flag football. He's learning. Nice. He doesn't know football. So he's learning, and it's been a fun experience.
Wristbands with the orange square, the red circle,
the
blue triangle.
You got like a very few plays.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a fun experience.
You got the cross.
Yeah.
You got the fake cross. That's the playbook.
So he's been having fun.
Did that mean something, the Marcellus prop, or was it just anything close?
No, it's just the closest.
Oh, just the closest thing to him. Okay.
So.
I knew it. See,
but let me tell you guys something.
So we've been very lucky with the coach with the experience we've had in youth sports.
Most of them are pretty great, but you try to avoid the bad.
I'm going to tell you guys, take it from me. Yeah. Okay, I've been through this. Travis, I know you have as well. Here's what I learned throughout all of my coaching, from my kids from the time they were 5 all the way through high school. It's the parents and the dads in particular who give their kids so much preferential treatment. Because when they're 7 or 8 years old, they've already decided this guy is going to be the next Patrick Mahomes.
He's getting a scholarship.
And that kid ultimately winds up, this is just my own experience, not really succeeding. And it's the kid who is sort of mistreated that maybe finds the passion.
Yes.
You know? I used to sit at these Pop Warner football games with Rick Meyer. You guys remember?
Oh, yeah, of course. Notre Dame, Seattle Seahawks.
And Rick's kid was by far and away the best athlete. But the coach played his own kid, quarterback, kick returner, everything. And we would be up 45-0, and Rick would be sitting there with me, and he'd go, I want my kid on the offensive line right now, blocking for your kid so that your kid understands that his teammates will do this for him. And the point is that the coach always gave his kids so much preferential treatment. And ultimately, kid didn't really turn into anything.
They burn out.
You know, and just wasn't quite the player that Dad thought he was going to be. So
you should have had him play for Sedano. Sedano would have put his kid on the bench.
You know?
Dude, I'll never. Well, the referee who was refereeing that game, that basketball game I was referencing in the summer, came to one of our remotes when we were at Hollywood Park Casino.
Really?
And Cappy Cappy wasn't there that day, so I think Beto asked him because Beto was filling the day. He's like, "What's Sedano like?" The one time he had to coach, he goes, "Oh, he walked right up to me. He says, you call everything on my kid." Okay,
yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what you should do, man.
No,
I had one coach who I coached with. And he had a younger son. So let's say our kids were like 8 years old, and let's say his son was like 5 years old. Well, he would always give his son a couple of at-bats during our games, even though his kid was not technically on the team.
Sure.
But this guy ran the Little League.
Right.
And I remember the parents complaining to him, and he said to them, I'm the coach. I run the league. I'm here putting the lines on the field. I'm out here cutting the grass. This is a luxury I've chosen to take. And I was like, geez, man. I mean, okay, if you say so, bro. But the parents were pissed.
Well, parents
I actually
usually
kind of agree with that, though.
Yeah, but the parents generally ruin it. I'll tell you, this is like a kind of a morbid story, to be honest, how serious parents can take it. One of my childhood friends, his father passed away at our Little League.
Oh, no.
Of a heart attack.
At the game?
Gosh.
Arguing with an umpire.
Drop dead right there.
Passed out right there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Wow.
And one of those things you
I
just
wish
the
that
visual
on a few
you never
guys.
forget.
Yeah. I wish that on a few guys, but I don't want it to happen.
You know what?
Yeah, I want you to drop dead right now.
I think we just became
By
best
the way,
friends because you're the only other person I've ever heard articulate that. Like, I hope that's happening.
By the way, the umpire deserved it.
Yeah.
See?
Did he overturn the call?
Well, yeah, I think the game. I remember the game was canceled, but it was rough. But yeah, the parents can get a little out of control. There's no doubt about it.
Anybody ever seen any like bad fights break out at
Oh
any
my
youth
God.
sports games?
I've seen arguments. I've never seen fights.
Never seen a fight.
Me
Not
neither.
yet.
I've never
I don't
seen
want to
anything-
see one.
No, I've never seen it come to blows. But I've seen like my favorite would always
Face
be
to
this.
face 100 times.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite was always this though, because I hundreds of soccer games with my daughter. And who is tougher on the referees at a soccer game?
The mothers.
The moms.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
The mothers.
I can't tell you how many times a referee would come up to Beth, the neighbor, you know what I mean, and go, you, out.
Yeah.
And kick out the moms, which I always thought was great.
I've thrown out a few parents. I check my parents. We don't do that. That's not how we do it. Don't embarrass your kids. Yeah, that's my job. And I've thrown you out. You need to leave. If you start heckling, I'm serious.
See,
If you
but
start heckling,
you've got a shot in your bag that not everybody has. If he tells you to leave, you're probably leaving.
Yeah.
If the three of us is like, get
don't
bent.
embarrace your kids.
Yeah.
This
You
is
say
about
to go,
them,
go.
not you.
Yeah. Cappy, can you do me a favor before you guys go? I don't
Anything
know
for you.
when we do, this is my first early crosstalk in a while. I don't know the clock very well. If you speak with Julia, can you tell her to tell Michael to call me?
Wow.
Because I think that's the only way that I'm going to get a return phone call.
Yeah.
Yes,
George,
but
there's going to be a wedding.
I want to.
It's
Well,
going to be a wedding.
You never know.
On air.
I mean, Nick the Stick would be very upset.
then it's 50-50. I can't be paying for
Yeah.
3 weddings. Okay? It's 50-50. Travis,
I'm pro elopement. I'm pro wedding in the park.
Never miss.
negotiate
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
Never
Immediately.
miss.
Trav, just tell me one thing.
Yeah.
So the Padres and the Dodgers game 3 tonight. I know you have this reputation for being kind of down on stuff, but I see DeMarco trying to hype you up. Okay?
Yeah.
So you said you still think they have a chance.
I do.
I do too, of course.
I do.
I mean, I would never think this series is over
Yeah.
just because it's 1-1 and because the Padres bombed away on Sunday night. What do you think happens?
What do I think happens? What do I hope happens? Might not exactly be the same thing. What I hope happens is that they go super quick trigger on all their pitching decisions. The series turns today.
Correct.
If the Dodgers win, they've still got a chance to win the series. The Padres still have a chance to win the series if the Dodgers win. If the Dodgers lose today, that's a wrap. So they have to win today.
Can't lose.
You have to be super quick on Bueller.
Yeah.
You have to be super quick. Any sort of
Similar
trouble
to
at
game
all.
one.
They have to exactly right.
Yeah.
You have to manage this game like you did game one, like your entire whatever's coming next doesn't matter. I'll go to Mike Scioscia the year that they went to the World Series, and he said it. He goes, it was a series against the Yankees, and he said something along the way, well, you burned all your pitching. And he goes, I had to win tonight.
Right.
I'll worry about tomorrow. You have no idea what's waiting for you on the other side. Empty the bag today and see what happens. But if they don't win tonight, that's it.
I don't think there's any question. They have to win tonight. If you lose tonight, and look, it would be kind of, I know that you guys are trying to not let the other shoe drop in with the Padres. Like you're always expecting kind of the worst,
totally.
even though you're the favorites in the series.
The
and
Dodgers
tonight
are always expecting the worst.
Well,
of
that's
late.
what I told him too. I said outside of like the 2020 season, it's every year at this time.
Like
There's
lifetime
a ton
ago,
of
too.
angst. Yeah,
they're from they had the best record in baseball again.
Right.
And it was, are they going to lose in the first round?
Right.
For 3 years in a
You don't win
row,
tonight.
you're looking at a first round exit, having the best team in baseball. It's not a great place to be.
Cappy, Grant in LA, one of our favorite tweeters in the community, says, love this energy this morning. I think Sedano and Cap need to become the morning show. This way we can also get Cappy while he's fresh and not run through the San Diego car wash. Which, by the way, we did have a spy report about the Cappy cast, where the cast of the Cappy cast was telling you that you need to break up with this show because they're the girlfriend you really love.
Hell
That
no.
this is an arranged marriage, to which you said this show pays for that
We're
show.
giving you an ultimatum tonight.
I was going to say, I need to see the financials of the two marriages before you make a decision.
You just got an ultimatum, Cappy.
This show pays for that show.
Them or us, right?
And also for you guys, I was just at Emily's old stomping grounds.
Wait, Travis, are we the morning show?
No,
we're not the morning
the
show.
Mid-morning
We're the
show.
mid-morning show.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was just at Emily's
No, they weren't replacing us.
I'm just
at least
saying.
not yet.
I thought that was a declaration of war.
No,
Hold on
no.
now. Okay, right.
Yeah, you're the mid-morning show. I was at Emily's old stuff at the grounds, as they call it.
Yes, you made a point to say grounds and homecomings.
Homecomings, plural.
Oh, yes.
Plural is
Like
what they call it.
attorneys general.
What a beautiful campus.
Never been. I've heard it's
my
amazing.
second time there, but the first time I got in late. I wasn't really, this time we stayed at a hotel literally in the middle of campus.
Oh, that's
Was it
sweet.
The Graduate?
Yeah, the Graduate.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice
You
place.
got to give
hotel
Emily a
on
shout out
campus?
on your next Who's.
I was going to
podcast.
do it, but then the game went nuts all of a sudden in the
Okay.
fourth
Yeah.
quarter, so I didn't get a chance to
Okay.
do it. Because I was going to start shouting out everybody I knew at Virginia.
Yeah.
My guy John Crotty, who was a
Sure.
Virginia guy, Corey Alexander, and then M. But yeah, whenever she talks about Virginia, whatever she says, she's downplaying it because it is one of the most beautiful campuses I've ever seen.
Okay, Sedano, I want to ask you something. So my mom will be here on Thursday, and she one time, so they're watching I think a UVA Miami game,
Right.
and they were like, Sedano is so against UVA. What the heck? And I want to set the record straight to my mom when she's here on Thursday that you are calling your game right down the middle. Come on.
No, he's not. No,
Yeah, he did.
Come on,
I
Cap.
absolutely did.
Cap.
As a matter of fact, if anything, in that
you
game,
go the other way. You're
in
like
that-
the dad
I was
coach.
like, I
You're
was the
the
dad
dad
coach,
coach.
100%.
At least let him answer.
I was like, I was.
No, because you're a Miami guy, you have to lean against the Miami
Oh,
side.
there's no question.
There's no question.
Every
Yeah.
time, I like Joe Davis in this
Yes.
series.
Yes.
To be honest with you,
Yeah.
I
Overcorrection.
overcompensated in that game. All I did was praise like Tony Muskett, who like the quarterback for Virginia.
Yeah.
I did the complete Malik Washington. That guy's an NFL player, which he was. He was drafted. Like I went over the top praising Virginia in that game.
Not enough for my mom. So
Sorry,
I'm
Mom.
I don't
sorry.
think there's enough. Wow.
Yeah.
There's a hotel on campus?
So it's the Graduate. It's on the strip of like bars.
Yeah,
Oh,
in the
okay.
middle, right? It's basically like right
I
next
thought
to
you
some
meant
of the
like
buildings.
right on campus.
No,
for
no,
real.
but
between
the
the two
campus is
doors.
right
That's
across.
what I'm saying. What's
the
going on
campus
at
is
VA?
right across
The
the street.
beautiful grounds are right
Yes.
across the
The
street.
grounds.
The grounds.
Yes, nice.
Yes.
You're a first year, second year, third year, fourth year. You're
You
not
have
a,
multiple homecomings at Virginia?
Well, no. It's called homecomings because multiple people are coming home.
Oh,
is what the way that
Coming,
went.
okay.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I was told. So,
yeah, and you're not a
homecoming.
freshman. You're a first year, second year, third year, fourth year.
so let me ask you a question.
That sounds like
in the
deep.
and this is going to be super random for people listening, but they have this beautiful area of the grounds where the rotunda is. I took the picture
lawn.
and sent it to you, and then there's these like small little like are those dorms there?
Yeah, so they are.
They're like
created-
tiny rooms
They were
with bunk beds.
It's called living on the lawn. The lawn rooms are
Yeah.
like what they're called, and they're very, very, very prestigious. Like the cream of the crop of UVA can apply to live in these dorms. The one thing about them is they are blank holes. They are like
rich-
they were created in like
rich folk?
1800s.
They are the
Yeah.
size of this room. I'm not even joking, and it's got
smaller
a
than
bunk bed.
And it's has a fireplace, no AC.
Yeah.
And you have no heat. So you have a fireplace. You have to walk outside to go to the bathroom, but it's the most prestigious
You have
place
to
to live on
walk
ground.
outside to go to the bathroom?
There's no bathroom in the
doesn't
place.
sound good.
It is-
It's small. I'm telling
That
you,
doesn't
Like
sound
in,
like a good
in
place
the
to live.
bushes? Or like there's a bathroom that you
when
go
I was
to?
when I was walking around campus and I walked through this area and one of the doors was open, I'm like, I thought they were like little study labs or something.
Okay.
And then I saw one of the doors open, like, there's
Wait,
bunk beds in there.
How big are you talking?
The size of this
no,
room.
How many beds?
For 2 people.
For two people.
No, sorry. One person lives there, but they have a lofted bed.
Oh.
But it's about half the size
Oh,
of this room.
okay.
But again, it's UVA. If you ever want to go down the rabbit hole, we are a very weird school. We have very weird traditions. We've been around for forever.
Is the lawn where everybody runs naked?
Yes, you streak
Okay.
the lawn once every. You do it at least once time in your career.
Yeah.
It's absolutely gorgeous, and those rooms are
Go ahead and ask the
literally
question.
so hard to
I know
get.
you want to. Go ahead.
But
You're here too.
I never
Yeah.
wanted one.
Did you do it?
I didn't. My friends did. I would watch their clothes because people would steal their clothes.
There you go.
Oh,
Okay.
But okay. So here's what you happen. You streak. Obviously, you run down. It's a long run. And
It
it's
is a
tiered.
long run.
UCLA used to do something
And
similar to
it's
that.
tiered though,
Did they?
because you can like tear your ACL on this. You run around the end. It's Homer at the end. So you go from Thomas Jefferson to Homer. You like pat Homer on the butt or something. You run back and then you say goodnight, Mr. Jefferson, through the keyhole in the rotunda.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah,
It
okay.
is.
Let me
That's
tell you.
more than just
I
taking
will
out
show
your
you the
clothes.
video because
Yeah,
I took a video of how long it is in that area. I'll show you in the break. It's really far.
A
It's
couple
very
hundred
gradual.
yards?
Oh, it's like multiple football fields.
Okay.
Yes, at least
Yeah.
a football field and a half, maybe 2.
And it's where we walk when we graduate. All our parents are in the back, and we
okay.
graduate in the top near the Homer
Yeah.
statue at the at Cabell.
But it honestly, like, just you kind of, and again, it's not being disrespectful to like any other school. Like that place has been around for 200 plus years.
right.
You know what I mean? Like when you go there, you're like
It's history.
a lot of stuff has happened here. You know what I mean?
It's like going to Europe.
Right?
Yeah.
It is.
It's like
it really
going to
is
Europe.
like
Yeah,
that.
No
Yeah.
UCSB. It's been there since 1954.
Yeah. Gauchos, baby.
That's right.
Let's Gabe Vincent. There
Gabe
you go.
Vincent,
All
undefeated
right.
in football since 1991.
We're done here.
Yes.
I thought we were on from 7 to 9 this morning.
It's past 9.
I know. This is why Mason, Ireland are always like trying to get out of here.
See, now you know how it feels.
Where you going?
I'm
You
always
fell
trying to
for it.
keep
Well,
them.
because you got to do the Cappy Cast.
All right, I
you got
checked out a
but
while
you have
ago.
to finish this show to pay for that
You
show.
didn't hear the
Yeah.
Academy Award music? He was trying to rap us like 5 minutes ago.
I